And it's a big thing and it sticks, and that's monk parakeets that they're from.
And we never knew what it was, like only.
Well, you know what, they're very successful parrots. That
It's
is
the
coming
green,
to
it's
a
the green,
community
it's the
near
green
you.
one right here.
They will be all
That's
We
over
what
never
Jersey.
saw it. We never saw it. We only saw the nest. Like
Yeah.
like that.
And they have like 1 or 2 entrances, and it goes into this big stick thing, and it's like we call an apartment house for birds. And they go all together, and they keep together.
You know why they like to
Actually,
go into the power transformers? Because it hums and it's warm. But, you know, there's big issues with the power companies wanting to break apart the nest because of the fact that it could cause a fire.
now these birds, originally the story is that these birds came from Argentina back in 1969, and they were in a crate going to Kennedy Airport. And Kennedy, when they got to Kennedy Airport, the crate broke apart and the birds got out. And then they started. They couldn't fly east because it was the Atlantic Ocean. So they flew west, and they started to settle in different places in New York City, and they started over in, and now we
So it's
have.
larger than a budgie.
Well, I heard about Argentina has actually seen about dinosaurs.
Good. Oh, good that you brought that up. That's great.
Good.
Yes.
Is a golden eagle better than
Is a golden eagle better than a bald eagle?
Bigger,
Bigger than a
bigger.
bald eagle? We got that answer. Basically about the same size, but a bald eagle is a little bit larger. Just a little bit. You're talking a matter of a few inches, but that's a good question.
That was a
Is
good
a
question.
parakeet as big as a bald eagle or very short?
Is
What's
what
the budgie,
one parakeet's like the others about 40 inches. We said one parakeet's about 12 inches in size from
So
top.
bigger than a
I mean,
little
the
budgie.
wings.
The wings. Oh no, the wings are comparatively small.
Yeah. So not as much as a macaw. You ever see the big macaws?
The red one?
Yeah, the red ones. There are different types.
We have a lot of feeders, different feeders in our backyard. And you know what, there's an old saying, if you feed them, they will come. And the monk parakeets love it, so we have somewhere between 10 and 20 of them in our backyard each day. So, squawking like we can anything to do. Yeah, any other questions? About anything else? Yes?
Is a red macaw and a blue macaw related or?
That's a counter question.
Yeah, you know what, I just think they're different species of birds, and I do pet therapy at a zoo, and they do have a scarlet macaw, but they're different macaws. I really don't know much about it, but they're of course endangered because of the pet trade.
What's the name of the bird?
Well, blue.
No, what's the name of the equal bird?
Oh, scoundrel?
Scoundrel, okay,
Yeah.
that's the one in the zoo.
Yeah.
What's the second biggest bird in the world?
Well, I guess the first one would be the condor, right? We said with his wingspan.
10 feet.
10 feet wingspan.
And I guess the
And
bald eagle would be next to
the
it.
second one?
Well, it's
What
pretty
about
close.
the ostrich?
That's right.
Ostrich.
Oh,
Ostrich.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a good question, you know,
Yeah.
because there's.
Well, what do we mean by a lot? Do we mean
I mean,
wing
like-
size, or do we mean head
Tall.
to tail?
Oh,
Tall,
well,
yeah,
there's
now you-
emus, yeah, we're getting a little out of.
Well, you see what you're getting into now, you're getting into a lot of birds that have long legs, like stilt legs type
Yeah.
of thing, and they walk, they walk around, or they perch in the water, and then they grab a fish like this. These birds have the short legs.
Yeah, we'll have to do some research on that, because I don't know, there's emus, there's ostrich, there's,
Oh, you get into all the herons, and you
Yeah.
get the wood storks,
Yeah.
you get a lot of other birds. Yes,
Does an ostrich count as a bird even though it can fly?
yes, I would say yes.
Yeah, well, that's the same with the penguin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
we're,
penguin.
we're out of our little bit of the knowledge, you know,
You'll get into it, that's not the area of specialty.
yeah.
If it has a beak and feathers and it lays eggs, probably would.
Birds meat.
See, like the book, like you can see, this book is well used. This book is Eastern Birds, so this is Eastern United States. Really, we have yes.
I know about a hummingbird. The tiniest one lays jelly besides eggs.
Is that right?
I saw it in a book.
And I guess the joke is the reason it hums is because it forgot the words.
Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah.
What's the order of first, third, fastest birds?
The fastest bird is the second
birds have very keen eyesight. So
I
when
mean,
they
if that's just flying bird.
yeah, so when they're soaring around, they can look down and they can see like oh I don't know, but they pick out like a small field mice or fish or whatever that's near the surface, and then they dive down. Now a peregrine falcon goes way high up, very keen eyesight, and when he dives down, they say it's been reported at 200 miles an hour. And he flies down.
But then I think there's a road runner that would, right? From the,
Yeah, it's a road ride.
And then he has to put the brakes on very fast. Right.
Maybe somebody can ask me some questions already, so I actually go out. But I heard that birds are descendants of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
well, pterodactyls.
Yeah, they had the pterodactyls,
There's
and
some
then
birds that fly now that look like pterodactyl. The one Bruce mentioned before about the great white egret, his neck hangs down, and it actually looks very pterodactyl in form.
And now they're starting to find out a lot of these fossils that they're finding, that they're starting to find feathers, that not actually
How they
feathers,
change
but a
that.
fossil of the feathers that they're actually, so we got the, so
It's
it's definitely
just
the.
strange to me that, dinosaurs are so big and everything, and that they're descendants of birds.
So we have a question over here.
Pterodactyls technically aren't dinosaurs. There's like an actual scientific group of dinosaurs. And birds technically are still dinosaurs. We could say
It's
that
a
birds are
descendant.
dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs are split up into two groups, based on one evolution
there's all of that
species,
dinosaurs.
and the second one, and then they evolved into more bird-like features with wingspans and cattle.
Yeah.
But you know
But
what,
we're
we're
getting away
just
from
here to
wall
talk
eagles,
about
but
the wall
anyway,
eagles. We don't know anything. I don't want us
All
to
right.
give out information that,
We'll stay with the dinosaurs, anything else? Yes.
What's the biggest hummingbird?
Well, here, you can look at your book.
I don't know about the largest, you got the ruby-throated hummingbird.
Just look at the
Because I already know the smallest.
Yeah, well, they're really, really tiny.
They're very tiny. They
So if
question
it's a
size.
question we can answer, not that tiny, but.
If you have any question about bald eagles, I bet
Yeah,
you would know
we're going
those.
off our subject and we don't, like I said, I want to not give out information that's not true. I don't
Is
know.
a bald eagle, predator to
Is it a predator to what?
robin?
A predator just to a robin? No, they're mostly fish, they're fish
Their
eaters.
favorite meal is fish. Okay, all kinds of fish, so actually the larger the fish, of course, the better it is. And we've actually seen the nest where there was one of them was sitting on the nest, and you look next to it, and there was a branch, and there was a big fish on the nest, and they were on that, and they were eating the fish. So fish are their favorite food. Next, you come and you get,
Ducks,
small
they'll eat
birds, they'll eat ducks and birds, and then they'll also eat mammals. They'll pick up a rabbit or a squirrel or whatever, and they'll eat them. Fish are their favorite food, though. Yes?
Is it true that a bald eagle would eat more fish than actually worms? If a bald eagle does eat worms, does it?
Bald eagle does not eat worms. Okay?
Well, let's take one more question, go ahead.
Okay. That's good.
Is it true that bald eagles dive because it scares the squid?
No, what a bald eagle uses, they use their talons. So what they do is they'll come down, they'll fly around, and then if there's a fish on the surface, they come down, they grab it with their talons, and then they carry it up to the nest, and then they'll eat it with their teeth.
They're using their feet to catch the fish. Or, so they're coming down in a posture like this, but there are some birds that do that, but this is their primary. And they'll also too, by the time they're finished, whatever is alive, it would be.
All birds that are like hawks, peregrine falcons, and everything else, they all grab with their talons, and then they.
Okay, we have lunch for everybody.
And just to answer the hummingbird question, all hummingbirds are about the same size, and they range from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. They range in the area from 3 to 4 inches.
So that's real tiny, 3 to 4 inches.
So the smallest one that